Welcome to the 2020 award ceremony for Human Rights Day essay contest. The music we were just hearing is an old Irish tune about human rights called The Rights of Man, and it's played by Luke Bechtelsbauer on his harp. I'm Patrick Hicks. I'm the writer in residence at Augustana University, and I'm also a professor of English. And much of my writing and much of my research is about the Holocaust. And of course, that monstrous event is one of the reasons that Human Rights Day was created in the first place. We must ensure that genocide never happens again, and that all citizens, no matter where they might live on this big globe of ours, are treated with respect. It's therefore an honor to be with you today and to celebrate the work of these young writers. We'd like to thank Thea Ryan, who is running the controls and handling Zoom for us. Are you there, Thea? Yes. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We'd also like to thank Maria Mance, who is signing for our viewers who are hard of hearing. And with that, we'll get started. For the past 9 years, this awards ceremony has been held in person at the Sioux Falls Multicultural Center. But like so many other events during COVID-19, here we are on Zoom, and that's no problem. This will be a delight, and we're very glad that we can be together. On December 10th, that is Human Rights Day, because it is the anniversary of the signing of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. This document was the very first global articulation of human rights. It has helped people all over the world learn about their rights as human beings. And every year, it is observed with special events, including the awarding of the Nobel Peace Prize. In Sioux Falls, children write essays in observance of Human Rights Day. A number of local civic organizations are sponsors of this particular contest. We'd like to thank them now, and here they are. So thanks to our very generous sponsors, they're providing the prizes, and of course, they're making all of this possible. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights arose directly from the experiences of World War II, that unfathomable disaster that was World War II. The atrocities committed by the Nazis were based on the belief that some people's lives had more worth than others. That is why the world community agreed that a declaration was necessary. It would stipulate that each person has worth and dignity and rights to which all humans are inherently entitled. The Declaration has served as a foundation for many subsequent laws, constitutions, and treaties since 1948. It continues to be widely used by governments, academics, and courts, and individuals who appeal to its principles for the protection of recognized human rights. Perhaps some of you are wondering what's in this Declaration of Rights. Well, you're in luck. 30 people from all around Sioux Falls are here to tell you a little bit more about that.
Human right number 1. We are all born free and equal. We are all born free. We all have our own thoughts and ideas. We should all be treated in the same way.
Human right number 2. Don't discriminate. These rights belong to everybody, whatever our differences.
Human right number 3. The right to life. We all have the right to life and to live in freedom and safety. Human right number 3.
Human right number 4. No slavery. Nobody has any right to make us a slave. We cannot make anyone our slave.
Human right number 5, no torture. Nobody has any right to hurt us or to torture us.
Human right number 6, you have rights no matter where you go.
Human right number 7, we're all equal before the law. The law is the same for everyone. It must treat us all fairly.
Human right number 8. Your human rights are protected by law. We can all ask for the law to help us when we are not treated fairly.
Do you know your human right? Human right number 9. No unfair detainment. Nobody has the right to put us in prison without good reason and keep us there, or to send us away from our country.
Human right number 10, the right to trial. If we are put on trial, this should be in public. The people who try us should not let anyone tell them what to do.
Human right number 11. We're always innocent until proven guilty. Nobody should be blamed for doing something until it is proven. When people say we did a bad thing, we have the right to show it is not true.
Human right number 12, the right to privacy. Nobody should try to harm our good name. Nobody has the right to come into our home, open our letters, or bother us or our family without a good reason.
Human right number 13, freedom to move. We all have the right to go where we want in our own country and to travel as we wish.
Human right number 14, the right to seek a safe place to live. If we are frightened of being badly treated in our own country, we all have a right to run away to another country to be safe.
Human right number 15, right to a nationality. We all have the right to belong to a country.
Human right number 16, marriage and family. Every grown-up has the right to marry and have a family if they want to. Men and women have the same rights when they are married and when they are separated.
Human rights number 17, the right to own your own things. Everyone has the right to own things or share them. Nobody should take our things from us without a good reason.
Human right 18, freedom of thought. We all have the right to believe in what we want to believe, to have a religion, or to change it if we want.
Human rights number 19, freedom of expression. We all have the right to make our own minds, to think what we like, to say what we think, and to share our ideas with other people.
Human right 20, the right to public assembly. We all have the right to meet friends and work together in peace and to defend our rights. Nobody can make us join a group if we don't want to.
Human rights 21, the right to democracy. We all have the right to take part in the government of our country. Every grown-up should be allowed to choose their own leaders.
Human right number 22, Social Security. We all have the right to affordable housing, medicine, education, and childcare. Enough money to live on and medical help if we are ill or old.
Human right number 23, Workers' rights. Every grown-up has the right to do a job, to a fair wage for their work, and to join a trade union. Know your rights.
Human right number 24, the right to play. We all have the right to rest from work and relax.
Human right number 25, food and shelter for all. We all have the right to a good life. Mothers and children, people who are old, unemployed, or have disabilities, and all people have the right to be cared for.
Human right number 26, the right to education. Education is a right. Primary school should be free. We should learn about the United Nations and how to get on with others. Our parents can choose what we learn.
Human right number 27, copyright. Copyright is a special law that protects one's own artistic creations and writings. Others cannot make copies without permission. We have the right to our own way of life and to enjoy the good things that art, science, and learning bring.
Human right number 28, a fair and free world. There must be proper order so that we can all enjoy rights and freedoms in our own country and all over the world.
Number 29, responsibility to the community. We have a duty to other people, and we should protect their rights and freedoms.
Human right number 30. No one can take away your human rights.
Well, there you have it. 30 points of light to help guide our global society. And incidentally, we saw two previous essay winners in that particular video presentation, Shafrir and Makaya. So thanks to them and to all of the readers to help that helped illuminate what it is exactly the Declaration of Rights is for us. And now to the essay contest itself. Each fall, Sioux Falls area students are invited to put their thoughts into writing about the important topics that are related to human rights. The theme for the essay this particular year was responsibility to the community. Article 29 of the Universal Declaration emphasizes that everyone has duties to the community. In the exercise of our own rights and freedoms, we are to recognize and respect the rights and freedoms of others. This year's students have written about what they have been doing to help others during this very unusual year. We know that young people often show remarkable creativity and energy in caring for their communities, whether that is local or global. This event highlights and celebrates those efforts. What may seem like a small thing to you may inspire others, and together our actions, both big and small, can make our world a little bit better. We have this year's winning essay writers with us. Maybe you could all wave and say hello. Yes? Welcome. It's good to see you all here. Each of you are going to receive this lovely award, if you haven't already, which is the Universal Symbol for Human Rights. And you'll also be receiving certificates and checks. So do you have your awards handy? I see that Naomi's wearing hers, and so is Aaron. Wonderful. Congratulations. This is wonderful. First, I want to recognize the honorable mention winners, and then we'll move on to those of you that are with us today. The honorable mention winners are Andrew Meyer, 7th grader at George McGovern Middle School, Nadia Schneider, 7th grader at Edison Middle School, and Avery Morey, 8th grader at Brandon Valley Middle School. Each of them is receiving one of these awards as well. Congratulations to all of you. Now let's meet our 2020 winners. We're going to start off with Naomi. Where is Naomi? There you are, Naomi. You wrote Human Rights, A Simple Act of Service, and you're the first place 7th grade winner. So congratulations. Would you mind mentioning the name of your teacher and your school?
Yes, I go to Edison Middle School, and my teacher is Sarah Hoekness.
And what's it like to win first place?
Really exciting, and I was really happy.
And would you mind reading your essay for us? And if you could, please read it slowly and strongly so we can hear every word.
Okay. Human rights, a simple act of service. When you think of your right to care for your community, what do you think of? Perhaps you think of tasks that involve a large time commitment. Maybe you think of service projects that require you to get dirty. However, do you happen to think of the simple task of wearing a mask in public? I do, and during this revolutionary time in our world's history, I am serving others in my community by wearing a mask, a small act of service that saves lives. Every day, as I walk into a classroom, a store, or an extracurricular activity, I make sure that my face is covered. Although I am not at risk of becoming seriously ill if I contract COVID-19, I am aware that there are others around me whose lives are threatened by this virus. I have friends who have battled COVID-19. I know of neighbors who have died from it. This virus is affecting our world in ways unimaginable. To help slow the spread of COVID-19, I am taking action. I want to stop families from suffering, and by wearing a mask, I am showing that I care for those around me. Next time you enter a public space, will you take action? I know for certain that I will wear a mask and serve my community in this way. It is up to everyone in the community to take responsibility, to exercise our human rights, and to abolish the spread of this deadly virus.
Wonderful. Thank you, Naomi. And the reminder to wear my own mask when I go out into public. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We also have our 2 second place winners, and we'll start with Julia, who I see right there. Julia, you wrote Human Rights Responsibility about donating blankets. Would you mind mentioning the name of your teacher and your school?
I also go to Edison Middle School, and my teacher is also Sarah Hoekness.
Wonderful. And would you mind reading your essay for us? And if you could, just like Naomi, if you could read it slowly and strongly, we'd appreciate it.
Responsibility, that oh too familiar word. But what does it really mean? Well, in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, number 29, it says, "We all have the duty to other people. We are to serve and help our community and the people in it. That is what it means to be responsible." Something that I've done to be responsible is make and donate blankets to our local Humane Society. It was a small act of kindness that went a long way. The animals that received these blankets felt a sense of hope, joy, and comfort. By making and donating these blankets, I inspired my family and friends to take action and help our community. It feels good to know that you have the power and the right to stand up for what you believe in, and it makes you want to keep doing more for other people. If you want to change your city, school, country, or world, you have to make that change. It starts with you.
I love that sentiment. It starts with you. And I also love that even though you're only a 7th grader, you're making our city a little better. So thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
And Brady, you wrote an essay called Responsibility about waste and litter. And I was wondering if you could mention the name of your teacher and your school.
My teacher is also Sarah Hoekness, and I have to go to Edison Middle School.
Wonderful. And I particularly love your essay about cleaning up waste and litter. As someone myself who cares very deeply about the environment, I really appreciate that you do that in our city to make it a little more beautiful. So would you mind reading your essay for us?
Okay. Responsibility may seem like an uncomplicated concept, and it probably is. That does not mean that responsibility is not important. Responsibility is undeniably important. We must always be responsible for what we do, and we should help protect other people's freedoms and rights. I will always try to be responsible for what I do, even though it can be hard sometimes. I have to always try to help others, and I am responsible for my community. I pick up trash in my community to help clean it up. I teach people how to limit their weight. Additionally, I teach people about littering and why littering is dreadful. I started to help my community. I even taught my classmates about recycling and littering for a science project. I have a special place in my heart for recycling, and I help and teach my community about recycling. I have helped many other people too. I used to get teased and a group of kids hated me. When I experienced getting teased, I did not like it, and I want to make sure it didn't happen to anyone else. Ever since then, I made sure kids are not getting teased, and if they do, I always help them. I always try to stop someone from teasing another person because they can have a huge impact on them. I teach people not to bully, and I have helped many people getting teased this year. I will always be responsible for my community and help others.
Wonderful. Thank you, Brady. I love your bravery as well. It sometimes takes a lot of bravery to do the right thing, and I think you are. So thank you. So with that, we'll turn to our 8th graders and our 8th grade winners, and we'll start off with first place. We have Aaron, who wrote My Neighborhood Book Box. As a lover of books, I mean, just look behind me. You can tell that I love books. Congratulations, Aaron. Would you mind mentioning the name of your teacher in your school?
Yes. I go to Memorial Middle School, and my teacher is Mrs. Cheddar.
Oh, that's wonderful. And what is your essay about?
Well, I had this book box in my neighborhood, and it was empty because of Corona. So every summer, every week, I would take some of my books and put it into the book box.
I love it. That's fantastic. Would you mind reading your essay for us? And if you could, read it slowly and strongly so everyone at home can hear. Thank you.
Okay. My Neighborhood Book Box. Reading provides endless possibilities for readers. But with COVID, where are we supposed to get books? This problem may be solved within our own community. Every week, I ride past a wooden box with an assortment of children's books inside, and every week I browse it for interesting titles. The purpose is to provide books for people who couldn't afford new ones, but community libraries were free anyway. But I didn't complain about getting more reading material. It wasn't until COVID that I realized how important it was. With all the public libraries shut down, there was nothing to read. When I rode past the little library on Tuesday, I realized everyone else was having the same problem. The whole thing was empty. I had to take immediate action. Since I am a renowned bookworm, I have 2 bookshelves full of books. I guess that people were desperate for something to entertain them in their sudden-free time, so I decided to donate most of my books. That week, I combed through my collection and piled all my treasures in a box to donate to the mini library. I kept the library full for the rest of the summer. Every week when I came back, only a few books remained. Proper pandemic requirements were met, and people continue to enjoy my beloved books. I have noticed other little libraries all over town, and I support them in any way I can. I can't wait for the chance to help my community again soon.
Oh, it's wonderful. Nicely done. And I really admire your selflessness. So thank you for the gift of books that you've been given to our community. We have 2 second-place winners, and the first is Griffin, and his essay is Respecting a Community. Now, he's asked me to read it for him, and I'm honored to do this, and I will very shortly. Griffin is a student at Edison Middle School, and his teacher is Amber White, and this is Respecting a Community by Griffin. It sounds wrong to consider responsibility to a community a human right. It sounds much like a duty. Responsibility doesn't have to mean taking big world-changing actions. It can be as simple as creating a welcoming and positive atmosphere for those around you. In other words, respect to a community. As a 14-year-old boy living in a Midwestern city, it might be difficult to pin down how I'm responsible for my community. However, when you perceive respect as part of responsibility, it becomes much easier. I've taken responsibility by volunteering at shelters and churches, but even at a smaller scope, responsibility can be found. I intend and strive to be an accepting and welcoming friend to my community. Through simple interaction, giving a compliment, or just playing a game together, I become a positive influence. If I can make someone feel accepted, I have hopefully inspired them to be accepting of others. Then I have fulfilled my responsibility. However, the power we have shouldn't be downplayed. As injustice and corruption grows more apparent, the younger generation is becoming more and more responsible. Not only must we create a positive influence, we need to take action. We see the need and we have to support to make change. It is not an obligation, it is a right. If I can, volunteer, donate, spread the truth. Do what you can to make the world a better place. It's your responsibility to your community. So thank you, Griffin, for those really wonderful and inspiring words. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have Madeline, who wrote an essay called Passion and Community, which is about endangered plants and animals. Madeline, would you mind mentioning which school you go to and the name of your teacher?
My teacher is Amber White, and I go to Edison.
Ah, the same as Griffin. So would you mind reading your essay for us, please?
Yeah. Let me pull it up. Passion and community. Passion is what drives us, the reason we do better, and what fuels leaders, activists, and teachers. As human beings, we all have responsibilities within our communities. Yours may be cleaning up a local park, volunteering at a homeless shelter, or helping your neighbor carry in groceries. Whatever your responsibility is, you choose it, not because there's something better to do, not because other people are doing it, but because you want to help. You feel the desire to do something that impacts someone else positively because it is one of your passions. Endangered Plants and Animals Group is my passion. We are an organization that simply spreads awareness about different endangered species. Since May 24th, 2020, we have focused on bringing a voice to animals that do not have one through the use of different social media platforms. We post weekly about different animals and how you can help assist them, including their threats, other organizations to learn more, and a general review. The group is open to middle school age through college age students who see the problem of suffering animals and strive to help them. Through this group, I strive to spread awareness about species I truly care about. Not only are we supporting the animals themselves, but we also grow as people within the group. We do this by researching, but especially by learning valuable leadership and collaboration skills. I consider it my responsibility within my community to recognize these endangered organisms.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. And my thanks to all of you. And I mean this quite genuinely. I look forward to seeing what you will all do as adults to make our community better. And I love that you're starting now, even when you're young and you're still in junior high. It's going to be really exciting to see what you do in high school and beyond. So congratulations to each of you, and we give a round of applause to, I'm clapping for all of you. So if you could, there you go. Wonderful. Well done. And as we close tonight, we have some people to thank. All of the students who wrote essays, of course, and their teachers and their families who have supported them. We want to thank this year's judges. We want to thank Mariah Mance for signing, for our viewers who are hard of hearing, and everyone who helped behind the scenes, and in the Sioux Falls School District, of course, for making this program come together. We're going to close tonight with music from the Harmony Choir. They're going to sing Un Poquito Cantas, which is a song about boys and girls being happy as a little bird. These local Sioux Falls children meet every day for school. They work on their homework, they eat a snack, and then they learn how to play a musical instrument, and they sing together. So as we say goodbye, we can enjoy their gift of music to us. So thanks for being with us, and let's all keep working for human rights. We do, after all, need to take care of each other and our planet. So goodbye, everyone. Thank you, and good luck.